Hi, good afternoon. My name is Alan Elfman and you're watching MyAZ TV. Next to me, I have Yavapai County District 3 Supervisor Candidate Nikki Check. Hello.
Hey, nice to see you, Alan. Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Well, when we last met, it was when you were running against a candidate, and so far you've superseded that position. So you now are the prime candidate, aren't you?
Well, I did. I won the primary race on July 30th, which was exciting because that was against the incumbent. And so now it's an open race. And so it's me running against Lori Drake, who's the Republican candidate.
You mean the only Republican, right? Is that the only one? Because I think you're the only one standing. Wouldn't that be it? I mean, I can say it because I watched you run up against someone. Your numbers were supposed to be down, but you had all the endorsements that the other person should have had. So I just wanted to go on that format because when we talk about endorsements, I would like everyone to know what kind of endorsements you have so they know the type of person you are.
Yeah, I mean, endorsements do say a lot, especially because a lot of people have to work with whoever gets elected. And so, having people come out for you is important. And so essentially, I think this is still a competitive race. The primary, probably about a third of the registered voters voted in that race. And so it's a much bigger race, and it is a competitive district, favors Democrats, but by small margins. And so I still have to be working hard, and I have been.
And diligent. You just have to be yourself, though, because you're already working hard. You've already come from a position where you've already used to it. Now they're just grooming you for even a higher position.
Well, we'll see about that. But so what's nice about it is that I have not lost any of my Republican support. The Republicans that endorsed me initially have continued to support me even though there's a Republican candidate in the race. And so...
Well, you're coming across the same thing before when someone else had the Democratic vote and you... So you're just showing people, this is me, this is who I am.
And it really is meaningful. I mean, people have really taken a lot of heat. Both the Democrats, when they endorsed me in the Democratic primary, took a lot of heat, and now the Republicans that have endorsed me have taken a lot of heat. And so, I really feel like I'm proud of the people who've stood up for me and put their name next to mine. And
well, that speaks volumes of you and your beliefs as well. Why don't you go ahead and share with the voters some of your endorsements?
So I still have the mayors or vice mayors of all of the municipalities in District 3. So that's Mayor Alex Barber in Jerome, Mayor Robin Prudhomme-Bauer in Clarkdale, Mayor Jablow here in Sedona, and Vice Mayor Debbie Wilden in Cottonwood. I've added to my collection of endorsements recently, and so I'm proud to have the endorsement of the retired superintendent of Mingus Union High School, Mike Westcott. Paula Woolsey's also endorsed me recently, who's very much a part of the wine industry, and Ginger McKenzie, who's the Jerome president of the Chamber of Commerce. And yeah, so it's really lovely to have some more support come in.
Well, they're standing beside you because they believe in you.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us, because the water policy is huge around here, why don't you touch up on that?
Well, yeah, and there's two other important endorsements to mention, which are the two former county supervisors. So Chip Davis, who's our current treasurer, and Randy Garrison, who is supervisor prior. And I do think that Chip and I worked a little bit together on the Water Advisory Committee when it was standing. When I was mayor, I was on that committee, and it disbanded in 2014. Now, the political and legal landscape in the water world has changed significantly since then. And what I see shaping up is probably more top-down water policy unless we really take a stab at crafting policy that we see is going to make a difference. And what I'd like to see that policy do is effectively leave us with a flowing Verde River. I mean, that's the measure of success. Every other perennial free-flowing river in Arizona has effectively become intermittent in places because of poor water policy. So Arizona's got, a lot of developable land, but Yavapai County, of all the counties, has the most developable land.
And what's good about it is, I don't know if we can touch up upon this briefly, but it's just there's so many urgencies right now, especially Yavapai. People won't think of how many other places it's affected by Yavapai County. So you have a lot of weight on your shoulders. I don't want people to think it's just Yavapai County, because your decisions affect so many other counties.
It's true. Well, yeah, I mean, our 40% of Phoenix gets 40% of their surface water from the Verde River, so it definitely impacts Phoenix. And Prescott is in Yavapai County, but Prescott, Chino Valley, Prescott Valley, they all really depend on the Big Chino Aquifer, which I believe is hydrologically intertwined with the Upper Verde River. So it is a regional issue, and that's one thing that we can really make progress on and be a leader, you know, and have others take notice of how to do it right in a preventative fashion.
Yes.
I mean, right now,
instead of reactive, it's proactive.
Tucson is trying to get water back into the Santa Cruz River, you know, through effluent and recharge and whatnot, which is wonderful. But we have an opportunity to actually manage it ahead of time, so that's exciting.
Now, why don't you talk about the zoning ordinance as well?
Well, yeah,
because it's hand in hand.
It is, because you have, you know, Yavapai County has not meaningfully updated their zoning ordinance since 1968. So there's a lot that can move forward and, you know, shape up towards a more forward-thinking Yavapai County that way. And water is one of those places that can be impacted. I'd also really like to see a conservation plan and open space plan put forward as an overlay in that zoning ordinance. That's going to be really important, I think, as a message to the state of Arizona for all the state trust lands that we have. You know, in between Cottonwood and Sedona, there's a lot of open space that way. The state has the right to develop that. If the county comes out and says, this is, you know, what we see as our open space, how can we work together to plan regionally to meet our on-the-ground vision for what we want our communities to be like. So that's one really important component of it. There's so many others, but yeah, water policy, open space also in the Big Chino Aquifer, to make sure that the Verde River keeps flowing. And then housing, there's so much innovation that's occurred in modular homes. And if we're able to, you know, update the definitions in our zoning ordinance, it can really benefit not just the people who live in unincorporated areas, but municipalities often adopt countywide policies. So the work that we do in the next 3 years can really positively impact Yavapai County for the next 50. It's an exciting opportunity.
It's an investment.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And where can people find out some more issues that you stand beside, or if they have any questions, how can they get a hold of you?
I like to take questions. So my telephone number is 928-365-6651. And you can also reach out to me through my website, which is electnikkicheck.com. electnikkicheck.com. Yeah, thanks for asking.
No, I just wanted to make sure. So give everyone the heads up. When is the actual voting day?
Okay. The ballots are going into the mailboxes on Wednesday. And so if you're an early voter, you can expect to see your ballot probably sometime before the 14th.
So October 9th is when they're going out. Mm-hmm. And by the 14th.
And the great majority of people vote by, early voting. You don't have to put your ballot back in the mail. You can also put them in the county ballot drop boxes, which is a little bit more secure. And you can put those into the ballot drop boxes up until Election Day, which is November 5th.
I'd prefer you to do it that way. This way, the sandbagging can begin, because we won't know how many until the very end. It's just like, oh, look at that, a landslide again.
And so, yeah, that makes it, the early votes really make a quick count on Election Day. By 8 p.m. they'll be, figuring out who's ahead. So it's exciting.
I'm excited too. My name is Alan Elfman. You've been watching My Easy TV. Thank you so much. We'll see you at the polls. Bye-bye.
Bye.